sitting in his chair, and I'm up here looking down at him, and I see him looking my way, but that doesn't mean he's just looking our way, and I don't know him.
Right.
I don't. The only reason that he knew who I was because social media.
Oh.
Right. So
Damn Facebook
Immediately
ratted you
Danny!
out.
he did. He turns
Oh,
around
shit.
and says, "Danny P."
Oh, no.
And
Really?
Judge
Really?
goes,
know
"Who's
that?
Danny P?"
You know this man?
Right? Yeah. I go, and then he goes, he's like, "Yeah, it's Danny P from the radio." Right? And he goes, "Bailiff, out." Right? And they threw me out. They were like, "Yeah, we don't need you."
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yes,
for your
sir, I'm
service.
out.
Thank you.
Thanks for your service. We're good.
We're recording, guys, by the way.
Oh, we are. Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that
That's-
guy though, not more than so he gets tried and they throw him away,
They
right?
put him in a cell with somebody, though?
Let me explain.
Poor dude.
So the dude, because at that point in time the prisons were packed,
Oh.
so you had to do double duty. So they were going to put you, with violent dudes,
Man.
non-violent dudes. You were going to get stuffed in a box, and unfortunately he got stuffed in there. His family tried to sue. I don't know where that ended up.
Probably
right?
nowhere. Probably
Yeah.
nowhere.
But he ended up, got pissed at him at his cellie, and then he ate him.
Damn. Apparently, he didn't wear the mask in his cell.
Ate him from the head first. Open up the skull.
I don't. Oh, my God.
By
Yeah.
bare hands. I mean, what else are you going to use? Ugh.
They said he ripped a part of the bed and pulled springs out. In there.
Oh. Damn.
Dude was violent, man.
Dude was violent.
So I go.
One of your listeners.
I go. How does he know me? Right. So I go looking for him. Right. Because his face, he had the what is it called? What is the
A restraint?
in Louisiana? They have the court gesture, and he has that tattoo with those things on his face.
Like the Joker type of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he has on his face,
Dude,
tatted. Right.
That's just.
So not too many people are gonna have that. So
No.
I'm looking on social media in my friends. Bam, he and his girlfriend. He's holding his girlfriend. Right there's a picture, and they follow me, and I was like, dang.
Hopefully, that's not why he was there for taking her out.
Funny you should say that.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It gets thicker.
Yeah.
Dude.
Dude.
Okay.
This was a big case, man. This
Yeah.
was a big case.
I would say so.
Okay.
She ends up missing,
No.
right, and still never found.
Oh my God.
Right, he never confessed to it. He wouldn't fess up and say that I'm the reason why she's missing.
She was never found.
No.
There's probably nothing left if he Hannibal Lectered her. Damn. Whew.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
And after that, the next maybe 6 months later, I get jury duty. So I'm speaking to jury services, right? And I tell them, I go, "Hey, the last time I was there, just to let you know, I'm totally okay sitting, in a jury, but the guy recognized me that was, sitting in court." And she's like, "Wait, what?" And she goes, "Hold on." And I hear, "You're excused for 2 years."
Nice.
Wow, nice.
And I go, "Oh, okay." She goes, media doesn't matter. We don't care what you are. You still got to sit. Right? If you get called, you got to do your service.
Right.
She's all, "But we can't have that." And I go, when it's local,
Yeah.
that worries me because I have a family.
Yeah.
And I don't need a dude like that.
Yeah, and chances are he's got family.
Yeah, and they find out that you said guilty, and then
Yeah.
they remember, and
Not good.
It's not a very big area, Bakersfield.
yeah,
Not big enough. Even if it was LA, I'd still not have enough space in between. here.
No.
LA is
no.
not that big. It's the second biggest city in the U.S., but I personally don't think it's that big.
And if
Yeah.
we're on social media, you can find me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's not like we're not, it's not like we're hard to find.
Or the radio station. They can sit
social
outside
media.
in the parking lot till I came out.
Yeah,
Okay,
they-
don't give anybody
when-
any ideas, Dan.
That's the
I'm just saying.
That's always, dude. That's always been one of my biggest fears. Is
Think
how
someone was gonna hunt you down
A
and
stalker,
hit you
yeah,
over
would
the
just
head?
be mad at something, and then just. By the way, hello everybody. I know we've
Hi.
just been talking, rambling. So
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the
Yes.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason this conversation came up is because Hector has jury duty.
Yeah.
And Danny was talking about a jury case that he had to deal with.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy.
But that whole transition can go back to one of my biggest fears, which working in radio was dealing with stalkers. In fact, that was actually one of the conversations I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, you want to talk about stalkers? I had a couple stalkers.
Yes.
Not here. And I have had a couple here, but the ones I had here are just very nice. Very nice stalkers.
Nice stalkers.
Yeah, they're nice stalkers. They come to where you're at live and they talk to you and
Right.
they, if you want to call them stalkers. I had one in Modesto though that was just I did a request show on a country station, and this was in the 90s and early 90s, and it was a guy and he was a stalker, and he just would not leave me alone. He called me every night, multiple times every night, just to hear my voice.
Right.
And then when I was out, every now and then he would come out, but he wouldn't say anything. And he's like, he would like say, "Yeah, I saw you out at out in front of the grocery store today. You were doing live stuff, and you were wearing this shirt." And it's like, oh, that's freaking scary.
When you start getting into details like that, that's when you're living rent free in someone's head.
And I was like, so one day I was just like, well, what'd you do? Because he seemed innocent enough. And I was like,
Right.
Well, you should have just stopped and said hi. I mean, that's no, I don't want to do that to you. I'm like, so you're gonna call me on the phone and just call me multiple times a night and tell me you love my voice and stuff. I appreciate that you love my voice and stuff, and I love listening that you're listening and stuff. But if you have a request or something, or you want to play a song, you're welcome to talk. And no, I just love listening to you every night. And it's like, okay. And then
Is that an all true leather belt you're wearing?
Yeah.
so
I know exactly where you got those shoes from.
So we worked at we worked at this place. It was an industrial park. It was dark, but there was windows everywhere. Kind of like in front of the radio station where there's windows. And the studio, you could see right in the studio from outside. And we were sitting against the wall, so you couldn't see outside. So then the calls escalated with this guy talking about, hey, so I drove by the studio last night and I saw you were on the air. And I'm like, okay, what? At the time we had pictures and they were signed pictures. I'm like, you want a picture? You want to sign a picture or something? That would be great. Okay, I'm like, well, next time, this Saturday I'm going to be at so-and-so. Come by and I'll give you a picture. Oh, can you just send it to me? Okay, what's your address? Oh, it's a P.O. box.
Nice.
And I was like, because I was like, if I got this guy's address, at least I know if I turn up missing, I can tell people, it's like, here's the address of the guy that, is kind of stalking me a little bit.
But he had a P.O. box.
And he gave me a P.O. box. And I was like, okay. So I sent the thing to a P.O. box. Anyway, he kept on. And then I was just like, okay, so are you stalking me? Is that what this is about? And I'm recording it all. And he's like, well, you could call it that. I'm like, I'm just going to start calling it that because you're calling me like, 10 times a night and you're not really saying anything. You just want to hear my voice. I appreciate that. I appreciate you listening. But, this is like stalking here because you're like watching me from afar. And I'm like, this isn't healthy for you.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, so you just don't love me then? And then hung up.
Whoa.
And then I never heard from the guy again. And I was like,
and a big Bowie knife gets thrown at your picture in his room.
Yeah, and I was
at
like,
a dartboard somewhere.
Yeah.
So, I was on alert after that because it was just like he didn't call again. So I rolled my car right up next to the door for months and months just to make sure that somebody wasn't waiting for me outside. I had a weapon with me, yes, and I just told everybody at the station, look out. Here's what this guy looks like. If you see him hanging around, if you see him asking for me, he's been stalking me. So, I waited to hear back from him again because if he was calling again, then I was going to call
Did you
the
go to
police.
authorities at this point?
I was going to.
Okay.
If it had gotten any further, but all of a sudden, it was just like stopped like that, and
You broke his heart.
Yeah,
I did.
it was just
And-
confrontational and just hopped out.
And I don't know if he had just come out as gay or what, but
Yeah.
but something along those lines, because he said some stuff to me when I'm like, I don't want to hear that because I have
straight
a
man?
girlfriend and I'm a straight. I understand.
I am a straight
it.
man.
I understand if you like the sound of my voice, I appreciate that. That's great, but that's as far as it's going here, bro.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, so you don't love me, and hung up. Boom. And I was like, well, this guy sounds like he's pissed off. So and I didn't do really anything. I just kind of said, sounds like you're stalking me, and this isn't healthy for you nor
Right.
me.
Right.
And that was just the end of it. It just like stopped. But I had PTSD because I'd be like, I was parked up near the door because I was done at like 1 or 2 in the morning, so anyone could have easily walked up there. And when I was at remote, so I was kind of like scanning, looking around to see if I was being watched.
Right.
Because this guy was watching me from afar. And, someone could roll up in a car and just sit in the parking lot and just watch you and they'd roll up on you or something.
Right.
So for like a year after that. And then, I was just like, okay, well, I guess this is done. And then about a year later, I started getting hang-up calls. And
They're breathing.
yeah. Well, and in radio, you get lots of hang-up calls.
Sure.
But there's a couple of times where it was that guy's voice. You could hear him just say, "Oh man," or something. And he just hung up. And I was like, this guy's still out there. This guy's still paying attention.
What format is this?
It was country.
It was country.
So
Why is it always?
It was country.
It's
And
always
usually
country
it's the girls.
stations.
Usually it's the girls, and I can handle that because they're just happy to see you and they just
Yeah.
want
Right.
to talk to you and all
Right.
that stuff. And because this was back when radio guys were like big radio stars,
Yeah.
And we had pictures and and
Radio
it
DJs were
was
the
cool.
original influencers, right, Randy?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that, But it went on and on and on for a couple of years, and then it just stopped again. And that was the last time that I think I actually it stopped about 6 months before I got another job and left. But I'm like, hey, if this guy, I even told the next person that came in because I trained them. I'm like, if you start getting calls from this person, then I would steer away from them as quickly as possible because they've done this and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, so just watch out.
Yeah.
In Fresno, a few years before I started, the story was told to me, and same building. This was for Kino. The late night DJ was a club DJ.
Mm-hmm.
So he would leave the club and go to the radio station. That's how that worked out for him. He would often hook up with chicks at the club and then bring them back to the station.
I've heard some of these stories.
Right.
I know
Okay.
some of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So at least it was told to me. So here's studio. Right outside the studio was a little walkway to another hallway where you go to another part of the radio station. In that little hallway was a little window that was outside of the building. So you could prop open this little window, and it turned into a smoke window. So they would leave it open and they would puff.
Right.
And, blah, blah, blah. But if you're on the other side of the window outside, you can see into the studio. So he has a chick in the studio.
Okay.
They're doing their thing.
Okay. Doing the deed.
He's getting his cigarette, and he goes to the window, and he's smoking, and bam, he takes a bullet to the head
Oh my God.
from an angry chick that he was with once before.
Oh, don't cross the ladies, man.
Yeah.
Don't cross the ladies.
Killed him.
In Fresno?
Killed
Yeah,
him.
and they're in the studio.
Wow. Were
Kill-
you there?
No. I was only told the story.
Wow.
Yeah, they were telling me, they were like, hey, be careful. It already had been like a year or two since that incident. They're all, but he died right here. And I go,
Wow.
oh my God.
So you're telling me that this is at the old Kino station?
Yeah.
So you're saying that the old Kino building is haunted?
Has to be.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly. So when I worked in Fresno in the 90s as well, I worked on 999 North Van Ness, and that was
A one-way.
Yep, it was a one-way, and it was an old bank building turned into a radio station. And in the back in the studio, because the studio was all the way in the back, it faced a parking lot.
Was that the turn into the K-Fig studio?
No, the K-Fig was down the way a little bit further.
Okay.
We're talking about stations in Fresno, by the way.
KNAX K-Free
in downtown
studio at the
Fresno.
time. Yeah, and it turned into Garth. It was country. It was all country.
Yeah.
I was all country in the 90s for a while. But and there was a floor to ceiling window. It was probably about, I don't know, about 3 foot across, but it went floor to ceiling, and
No tent. It was just plain.
no tent. You could see out, and they could see in. So what we started doing, it was me and Big Jim, and he had a big giant Mercury Chrysler that he parked his car in, and we would park it right in front of that window so no one could come up to it.
Sure.
Because people had walked up to the window before, homeless people, just people, and they had broken the window trying to get in.
Sure.
So we would park in front of it. So I had my car, I parked in front of it, and one night I watched my car get stolen right in front of that window.
I think you told me this story
They
before.
broke the window, and I was in the production room, which was doing a commercial, which was adjacent to that studio. So there's no windows, you couldn't see anything, but I heard a and
Your driver's side window?
driver's side window, and next thing I know, they're pulling out of the parking lot. There was no fence or anything. It was all wide open, and it was found over on Olive, just down around the corner. They just took it down around the corner, broke the window. They didn't steal the radio. They didn't take anything in the car. There wasn't anything in it anyway. The cops found it around the corner. Joyride. I mean, it wasn't even a joyride. It was
Just
a
down the
quarter mile,
street.
maybe. Yeah. So then I got the window fixed. Second incident was parked in the front of the window, doing a commercial, 1 o'clock in the morning after the show. I'm like, oh my God, not again. I go, and my car's okay. The window's not broken. So I was like, what the hell happened? I look in my boss's office, program director. He has a big picture window. They shattered it. They threw 2 bricks at it and shattered it. Shattered it. Third thing that happened there, I was off. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and there's one of those security gates, security doors, and then security fencing all the way around on the outside, because it used to be a bank, so that it had a walkway down. Anyway, I'm doing a commercial, 1 o'clock in the morning. I hear bang, 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 and then. So I'm like, oh God, now what? So there's windows all around the front, so I just kind of peeked out the window, and I saw police lights. This was all within 10 minutes of each other. And I walked out the door. They had their hands on their guns. I'm like, hey guys, I'm working in here. I heard a ruckus, and they're like, yeah, it's all right, just a banger fight over here. And they were on the corner. It was on a corner, and they had a guy covered up, got shot. He was just walking by, bam, killed him. They covered him up, and they said it was a gang shooting, and they were just waiting for the coroner to show up. He's like, I said, so you want me to stay in here? Then he's like, if you would, for just a little bit, just to be safe. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm staying right here, bro.
Well, again, you're up the street from downtown, and and right behind you is Belmont.
Yep.
Belmont,
Which is very
which
active.
At the time anyway was very crazy.
Yeah,
very active.
This is in
It
the
probably still is. It's probably calmed down a little bit, but
K-Fig, 101.1.
yep, it was right there too.
I'm doing overnights there. Sorry, I'm doing the 10 to 2 shift, which is the 10 p to 2 a shift.
Okay, swing shift, I guess.
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
with that. I had just finished, so it's 2 a.m. I leave the radio station. It's there on Van Ness.
When was this? We may have been on. You may have been on KFIG, and I was at KNAX at the same time.
90?
Mid 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, around in there.
Yeah.
If not, we just miss each other.
Yeah. So I go home, and I would listen to the station, right? So I have the station on, I'm going to take a shower, and they were known for overnights on KFIG was Seg City.
Song after song after song.
Yeah. But I hear song fade, right?
Yeah.
Then I don't hear anything for like 30 seconds.
Dead air is a bad thing when you work in radio.
AC music. This was a very AC station. It's very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's one of those
AC
soft
means
rock
adult
songs,
contemporary.
correct.
Like Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
They have
Phil Collins.
quiet intro.
Yeah.
That was one of the big things I had to talk and say. Mention just some of our radio lingo, just
Like
to
U2
clarify.
With or without you comes up really soft for about 30 seconds.
For
and all of a sudden,
clarification.
ding, 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 ding.
Very quiet.
Yep.
But what I hear sounds like snoring.
Oh no,
Right.
he was asleep on the board.
Well, that's the only way I could describe it.
Okay.
When I called 911.
Oh.
Oh,
He had
passed out or
he had an
something.
epileptic seizure.
No.
oh,
Gosh.
So he's choking. He's back, his tongue, and he's choking.
Oh God.
Yeah, and he was suffering.
You saved that guy.
Yeah, and he was very, very grateful and appreciative. Thank you, Danny.
What time did this happen?
Somewhere between 2 and 2:30
Okay,
Morning.
in the morning.
right? And but it was pretty secure. When you left those premises out the front, it had the security door.
Yeah.
Everything was locked in. Fire department had trouble getting in.
Had to
Couldn't
break
get
the door
They
down?
had to rip the whole front of the radio station was ripped off the cage.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that they can get in.
Right.
And because there's no response, they called the request line. They were calling, and I get it. PD was John Smoot. He doesn't answer. It's
Yeah.
2 in the morning.
He's sleeping. I get it, right? And I'm calling him, and I'm blowing him up. blowing him up until about 4. He picks up. What's going on? I said, come to the radio station, right? And he was like, are you on the board? And I go, I am now. And he's like, okay, I'll be there. He showed up, and he
Sees everything.
yeah, it was already after the fact. And he was like, yeah, he has epilepsy.
Thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
He had a seizure on the air, and he was like, what the heck?
So for clarification on Danny's story, this was in the 90s. Back then, there was no automation computers back then. So every
No.
DJ was hot swapping everything.
Well,
Well, there was. Yeah.
yeah,
It
kind
was in its infancy,
Yeah, it was very.
but nobody was recorded and stuff.
Pre-recording.
Like that. They were.
You were paid to be live.
Right.
Yeah,
That
you
was
were
part of
there.
the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to be there.
Yeah.
And alive.
Yes.
And alive, yes,
Yeah,
and running.
Yeah, it was the most scariest thing because I'm driving into the station,
Bad.
Right.
and it's dead air, but you're hearing,
Yeah.
Okay.
Hearing a guy have a seizure.
hearing a guy.
That's got to be rough.
Yeah, and I can hear it in my head because it was the most scariest thing. I was like, oh my God. And nobody else, I couldn't call anybody else.
Right.
The night guy who was on from 6 to 10, he lived like in Sanger or something.
Oh man.
So,
So he had to drive all the way over there.
well, when I got to the station, I went in and started doing production.
Right.
You get to the station a couple hours before, do prod, and you have all the dubs and stuff. And he had told me specifically, so when I get off the air, I got to get home. I got some things to take care of tonight. I'm not going to have much long, of a night. So when I get home, I got Aaron, and I go, I get it. So he skedaddled. And then when I called him, I was like, bro, you missed out on all the fun. And he's like, what the heck's going on in there?
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, true story. It's
Man.
kind of scary, but
Yeah.
thankfully, even the paramedics had said when I got there, they were like, he goes a little bit longer. He
He would have been a goner.
he start to cook the brain, and
Yeah.
Right.
Because he didn't get any oxygen to his,
Yeah.
to his head. So,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, a lot of things have happened here through our radio careers. I only have so me personally, I've only had one stalker incident at the station.
Oh, you had a stalker ring?
One.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an older lady.
Ah.
And this was
Cougars.
Yeah, this was an introduction to one of our former colleagues, Miss April Sky. Introduced me to this lady.
Oh.
Who ended up, would go to all of these events. And quite frankly, I don't even remember her name. I just remember this was like early when I first started working.
Sure she wasn't just looking for April?
Well, so she was at first, and then all of a sudden when I was at this place and she wasn't there, all of a sudden she was talking to me for hours.
Oh.
So she would be at like these remotes all day long.
Wow.
Like throughout the entire thing.
She came to see you.
Yes.
Yeah, you had a stalker, all right, Ray. Wow.
And then eventually, I don't know what happened. I think she may have actually found a dude who was her age.
Nice looking older lady.
Actually, yes, she was. But I was actually very intimidated though by this because I was like, this lady was possibly in her 60s, and so I was just like, okay, I don't know what to do here. I am still a child.
She could teach you a thing or two, right? Oh no, you're not a child.
I think I was like 22, 23.
You would have hung in there. Your credit score would have doubled.
Right.
Exactly. Would have doubled or tripled by now. Yeah, I know.
Oh man, I had
right.
This is back when I still had zero confidence in what I was doing. And all the girls that I've worked with at the station have had at least one stalker. And I always had to be like the overarching person to kind of like make sure that these weirdos didn't get close.
Have you ever stalked a girl?
Me? Have I ever stalked a girl?
What you consider stalking?
What I consider stalking?
No. Would you consider stalking that you or they consider stalking?
Not to an extreme. More like social media stalking.
Oh, that's not really stalking.
I mean, but that's as far as I would go.
If you liked a girl really bad.
I never stalked like her house or like being like hide in a bush or drove by the house. No.
Hide in the bush, just me. Okay.
I don't think I would ever put that much effort into something like that.
See, Ray, you don't go all in. You got to go all
I
in.
don't because I've seen what it does to people now, especially with cancel culture now. Like then I'm out there. All my stuff is out there, so
cancel culture. Yeah, well, you know.
I don't need that,
Back
Randy.
when I was growing up, we didn't have cancel culture, Ray. If you liked a girl, you went for it. you went full
Stuff like that could
bore.
get you arrested now, Randy.
Well, it's something that would get me arrested. Yes. So I like this girl, and she worked at Little Caesars. So I would twice a week I would get pizza at Little Caesars when I knew she was working.
Ah.
Yes. But I stayed with her and she went out with me for a minute, and then that was about it. But
so you like pepperoni?
Yes. So you like food besides Little Caesars?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Please. All right.
So, do you like food?
You like food? I like to eat. Let's eat. Yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah, but probably ordering pizza twice a week probably would have gotten me arrested as well. Yeah.
The first thing I think about when you guys were talking about like incidents and stuff like that, the only thing, do you remember when my car almost got carjacked? You were the person I called.
Oh, yeah, the guy in the parking lot.
Yeah. So have you ever told you this story, Danny?
No.
So, this was in the middle of the day. We only got a few minutes left, so I'll try to make this quick. So we're coming back from a K-Jug remote. So it was me and Hannah. She was the programmer at the time. The camera shut off.
Uh-huh. Real quick. We ran out of time.
No, the camera's
just ran out of time itself.
It does that. I don't know why it does that.
So you and Hannah.
We're coming back from a remote, a K-Jug remote.
Uh-huh.
And she was the promotions coordinator at the time. And so I was just there with her, and we did this remote. And we came back middle of the day. I would say like maybe 1 in the afternoon. So very early in the afternoon. Here, right? Literally outside the station right here. Uh-huh. We're pulling in, and We're pulling into the back door, and I immediately see these two guys in my Honda Accord. I was driving a 97 Honda Accord, and these two dudes were literally rummaging through my stuff in this car. And I immediately tell Hannah, I was like, call the cops right now. These guys are in my car. So she's on the phone. I go outside, and I immediately confront the two guys, and they immediately started yelling at me. Clearly, these guys, at least one of them was out of their mind, and the other one was like his accomplice. And immediately, this one guy was like,
They look homeless?
Huh? What's crazy is they did not look homeless. They had a golf cart with them. So the theory was they were following or they were like watching over my car. And
I'm surprised Hannah didn't get out and kick their ass. Hannah is one of those girls that would just be like,
beat their ass.
Let me take care of them, Ray. I'll kick their ass.
Yeah.
Hannah's also what was like Ray, where it was like everything was like second nature. They were thinking for me. I'd be like, hey, did you get? Yes, I took care of that, Randy. Well, what about if we? Yeah, I took care of that too. What about next week? Yeah, I've got that taken care of too. And Hannah was that way, and she taught Ray to do the same thing, to think for you, basically. So they were, Hannah and Ray were great in promotions.
That's good.
So she was on the phone with the cops. I confront the two guys, and one of the guys, and full ghetto Ray came out. So I said a few things.
Yeah.
And I ran up to this one guy. So one guy was in the driver's seat with a screwdriver trying to bust out the column.
The column.
Get to the ignition. Yeah.
So the other guy was yelling like, "Hey, this guy told me this was his car, and we're trying to get it out of here, right?" Or he's like, we were trying to get stuff out.
He's
and
playing the part to.
Yeah, playing the part, saying that like it was this guy's fault.
Well, the other guy's still working in your car?
No, so they were both like the jig was up.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the guy who was in my driver's seat, he's like, I didn't know, man. And I had one of the guys literally had my stereo or my speakers. I had a speaker set up in the back of the trunk of the car.
That's right.
He had and he literally had it in his hand and he put it on the ground. I was like, I didn't know, man. I didn't know what was going on. And that guy had a screwdriver in his hand and he was like coming at me with it. And so he tried to like swing it at me and I just like kind of jabbed him and like pushed him to the side. And this other guy ended up coming up to me and started kind of like just yelling and screaming. I couldn't, like, I was so full of rage. I had no idea. And I was like ready to basically swing on these guys, but they both ended up running to different directions. One guy ended up running down the street down here. And then the other guy got into this golf cart and then took off.
It was parked right out there.
Right here in the parking lot. Yeah.
Crazy.
And the cops come and immediately the first thing the cop says to me, and it makes me mad to this day, he's like, so how come you didn't, stop these guys? And I was like, sir, if I would have stopped these guys would not be, let's just say if these guys were here, I would probably be going to jail. Yeah. Like I was like trying to control myself.
Yeah. Right.
And I was like so mad.
I'm at work too.
Yeah, and I'm just finishing a remote.
Right.
And at the time, cameras did not work.
Of course not. Yeah.
And
I remember you calling me right after that. It's like, can you believe this just happened to me?
Yeah. And
I think Hannah was with you. She would have kicked their ass, but she called the cops instead.
So one guy got arrested that same day.
They caught him.
Yeah, one guy. They caught one guy. They never caught the other guy.
He's not going to snitch. Of course not.
Yeah. So they caught the guy that was in the golf cart. They didn't catch the one that was holding the screwdriver and ran off. So the guy in the golf cart, a month later, I get a notice from the Tulare County Sheriff's Department. They come to my house to serve me a subpoena. The guy was suing me for assault and hate crime. Yeah.
Crazy.
A month later.
Yeah. But then it got dissolved or something, right?
Yeah. The judge dismissed it immediately.
You were robbing the guy.
Yeah.
What do you think he's gonna freaking do, you idiot?
I don't know what was in that dude's mind, But yeah,
Yeah,
and
crack, that's what it was in mine.
the hate crime is because Ghetto Ray came out, and let's just say a couple things were said.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
The guy that went to jail.
Yes.
He's the one who.
Because the other guy never got caught.
Yeah, the other guy never got caught. He's still out there for as far as I know.
Yeah. So to wrap this up, since we've been here, I've had my window broken out 3 different times. My passenger window
In the hoopty, huh?
in Lexi,
Oh.
in my old car. And and once in the hoop. Okay, 4 times, and once in the hoopty because I have a big old hoopty car, and my office window got blown out on a random Saturday night by just some homeless guy, and we were watching the video because the cameras were working, and the guy just picks up a big old rock and he like picks a window. He's like that one, and he just goes boom, and just threw a rock in it.
Cracked out of his head.
Double pane glass, and it went through both.
Speaking of homeless, a guy just rolled by on a bike right now.
I see here all the time.
That guy that just rolled by on the bicycle,
Yeah.
maybe it was him, maybe it wasn't him. I don't know.
Is that the same guy sleeping behind the dumpster?
Could
Yes.
be.
That's him.
Could be. So we've got a few homeless people that are rolling around.
See,
especially
and they
during the
never
summer.
leave. I've been gone for
Yeah.
a while,
Yeah.
and this is
I
the
see him
same
in the
guy.
morning.
Yeah.
I had words with him already.
Yep.
I
And
told him stay out of the parking lot.
so there's bad things that have happened to us. There's another podcast, guys.
Yeah, maybe we could get into more in the next episode, but
There's
that was
lots
great.
more, I'm
There's a
sure.
lot of stories, man.
Yeah. Yep.
How about Brittany getting arrested?
Oh my God! Oh my God! DUI!
Wow.
Oh my God! I was talking about that earlier on the air. I was like, I want the best for Brittany. I want her to be so good and be the best person she can be. And then she goes and does something like this.
Maybe for the next episode, we can get into
We got to talk
into
about
Brittany.
that. Yeah,
The
next
whole
week.
thing on Brit.
All right. See you guys.
Later.
Right.